Okay, welcome to this short tutorial on browser identification. Now the aim of this tutorial is to test this script in 3 different browsers and successfully display to the user a single string of which browser they are in fact running. Now obviously this doesn't need to just display it to the user, you can use it later on to display specific messages or complete specific actions depending on which browser is identified. And I am testing at the moment with Firefox. I've got Firefox up here. This is my script that I've previously written. This is how it's going to be displayed, but if I refresh this it's going to be empty. I'm going to be using Internet Explorer and I'm going to be using Safari as well. So we're going to crack on with the code. Just a quick explanation beforehand of what we're going to be using. You may have heard of the $_server array. This basically holds information about the user itself in regards to things like header information, in fact browser information, which is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the HTTP user agent. So what I'm doing is basically echoing this out. That's all it needs. This is an array. You can tell we're using square brackets here. If I was to open just up Firefox, for example, and refresh, we get all this information up. Now it's hard to interpret this because we have, say, Mozilla 5 here, but if we were to open Internet Explorer, for example, and just refresh this page, you can see let's see here. Refresh this page. You can see that we've got a Mozilla sort of like Mozilla displayed here. Now what we are looking for in this one is something like Windows NT blah blah blah. So in actual fact we'll go and open this, reload this. In actual fact what it is actually displaying is brief information about the browser we're running embedded into this long string. As you can see, we've got Mozilla again up here. Here we've got Safari written here. In here we don't actually have anything to suggest that we are running Internet Explorer, and then if we open up Firefox, we've got Firefox written here. So there's no way we can copy and paste all of these and put them in, say, an if statement to display. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use a command called strpos. That means string position, and what this does is it returns the position of the string inside another string. So basically what we're going to be doing is I'm just going to say browser, or let's say pre, we'll just call that pre, just so trust it's not our actual browser, this is just the pre-text that comes up. If we come down, what we're going to do is we're going to start our first if statement, and we're going to say if pre, or rather if strpos, and inside this takes 2 parameters. The first one is going to be the string we're looking for, so defined by PHP it is the haystack, and then we're going to have the needle that we're looking for, and that is going to be the first one. I'm going to say Firefox. So if strpos, we're looking inside pre, which is our server text here, and we're looking for Firefox. Now this at the moment is incorrect. We're going to have to say doesn't equal 0. The reason this is because the correct definition for this is if Firefox is found within this, so is found, let's say here, then it's going to return the it's going to basically return the character position of that. So if it doesn't equal 0, that means it has been found. And then what we can come down to do is say browser equals Firefox. Okay, now what we can do is do an else if onto this, and obviously you can add as many as you want of these down the page, depending on how many browsers you want included inside your check. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. So what we could do is we could be lazy and we could copy this, paste it straight in there, and just change this. So if we look inside, say, Safari, we can see that we've got the word Safari written there. Now this is case sensitive, so we do need to use a capital S and a capital F depending on how it's displayed. And then we're going to come down and say browser equals Safari. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say else browser equals unknown. And then this is our if statement completely done. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say echo your browser is browser. And basically that's our script complete. Now all we need to do is test it and make sure it's working. Because we haven't included the check for Internet Explorer, when we go to refresh this, we've got your browser is unknown. If we come into Safari and refresh this, we've got your browser is Safari. And then if we go into Firefox and reload, we've got your browser is Firefox. So basically all you need to do is, if you're wanting to adapt this for versatility and include some other browsers, what you're going to need to do is download them browsers, test this initial script of just echoing this out. You can just stick an echo in front of there if you'd like. Basically just test that in each browser that you want to do the check for. Check for the signature piece of string, and just basically add another else if, so we can just copy this down here and we can just paste that in there, and then just change this, and then obviously change what you want it to display, and that'll add a bit more versatility to your script. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm just testing it on 2 browsers, on 3 browsers rather, and then having the Internet Explorer as the unknown browser. Okay, so I hope this was okay. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I'll see you in some other tutorials. Thanks for watching.